What if I told you that the most powerful way to capture a man's heart isn't your beauty, your charm, or even your confidence, but a single sentence you deliver at the right time? Because when you learn the art of giving subtle compliments, you tap into a part of him that almost no one else does. And that's when he can't help but lean closer. See, most people think men don't need compliments, or worse, that they brush them off. But here's the secret. Men are starving for them. Not the loud, obvious kind, but the small, sharp ones that hit straight to the core. A comment about how he handled the tough moment, the way you notice his effort when no one else does, or even the quiet, "I like how you think," when he shares something personal. Those little drops of validation create ripples that turn into waves of attraction. Before I share the exact compliments that make men obsessed, take a second to hit that like button if you've ever felt men are hard to read. It helps this message reach more people, and you won't miss the next secret I'm about to reveal. And spicy ladies, have you ever met a man who seemed completely interested in you and then suddenly he pulled back? One day he's calling, texting, giving you all his attention, and the next he feels distant, cold, and hard to read. What just happened? Did his feelings suddenly change? Did you make a mistake? Or is there something deeper happening in his mind that you can't see? Here's the real truth. Most women don't realize this. Men don't fall in love the same way women do. Their emotional journey follows 3 very strong stages. And if you miss what's happening in stage 2, you can accidentally push him away even if he was ready to commit. This isn't just another dating tip video. It's a real dive into male psychology and the hidden triggers that make a man choose you, chase you, and fall in love for life. Stay with me. I'm going to show you why many women misunderstand men's emotional signals. What actually happens when a man starts to feel vulnerable? The unseen turning point where he decides if you're the one for him or just another short connection. Watch closely until the very end, because stage 2 is where most relationships fail. But it's also the moment you can stand out from every other woman he has ever met. This isn't about tricks or changing yourself. It's about understanding how he thinks, building emotional attraction, and creating such a deep bond that he can't picture his life without you. Let's begin. Have you noticed how some women seem to easily capture a man's heart, while others, no matter how beautiful, kind, or amazing they are, struggle to get him to fully commit? It's not luck, it's not magic. Right now, if you are still watching, I hope this video can help you. Your comments motivate me so much, so I can make more videos which you like. So hit that subscribe button and leave me a message. Let's continue. It's about knowing the psychology behind how a man truly falls in love. Here's the shocking truth. Many people don't understand that men do not fall in love the same way women do. While women usually connect emotionally first, men go through a different process, a mental journey that happens in 3 clear stages. And here's the interesting part. If you don't get these stages, you might misread his signals, misunderstand his actions, and unknowingly damage your relationship that could have been great. Think about it. Maybe you met a guy who was crazy about you at the start. He couldn't stop texting, calling, planning dates, and telling you how much he liked you. Everything felt perfect until suddenly he grew distant. Your instinct told you something changed. You started replaying your talks, overthinking messages, and wondering, what did I do wrong? But the truth is, you likely didn't do anything wrong. What really happened is simple. He entered stage 2 of falling in love, the stage where men quietly test their own feelings. This is when his fears, doubts, and defenses come up. And since most women don't see it coming, they react in ways that actually push him away without meaning to. Understanding these stages isn't just helpful, it's life-changing. It lets you see his actions from his side, not yours. You finally understand why he's warm one moment and cold the next. You'll see what pulls him closer and what creates distance. Most importantly, you'll know exactly how to respond in each stage, so you build connection instead of resistance. Women who know this secret hold a powerful advantage. They don't chase love. They naturally attract it. They don't feel lost and frustrated. They feel sure and calm. And instead of losing men they care about, they know how to inspire real commitment without begging, without tricks, and without changing who they are. Once you learn what really moves a man's heart, you'll never see dating the same way again. The power to transform your love life starts here. And in just a moment, we'll break down stage 1, the very beginning of his love journey, and why it sets the foundation for everything that follows.
Trust me, you don't want to skip this. Stage 1 is where it all begins. That first spark, that magnetic pull, that instant when a man sees you and something inside him lights up. But here's the truth. Most women don't know this. Men don't fall in love only because of how you look. They fall because of how you make them feel. In this early stage, when a man first meets you, his brain instantly searches for signals. He notices your energy, your presence, the way you move, and yes, your looks. But that's only the entry point. What really matters is whether you spark his curiosity. If he feels that there's something different, something intriguing about you, his instincts push him to want more. At this point, men are fueled by emotional excitement. It's not just about physical attraction. It's about mystery, fun, and the sense of possibility. When you trigger these feelings, his mind starts imagining a future. Not yet about commitment, but about what could happen. That's why men often act so eager at first, calling, texting, planning, and showing effort. But here's where many women misunderstand. They think this early passion means he's already deeply invested. He's not yet. Right now, he's drawn to you, but his heart hasn't decided if you're someone he wants a deep bond with. If you rush closeness, overgive, or pressure him for clarity too soon, you risk breaking the natural flow of attraction, and that can push him away before he even knows why. The secret in stage 1 is to balance his energy without chasing it. Keep a little mystery alive. Let him feel the excitement of discovering you step by step. When a man feels like he's earning your time and attention instead of it being handed too easily, it wakes something deep inside him. He sees you as valuable. He holds you in higher regard. And here's the twist.
Even if everything feels amazing now, stage 1 is just the beginning. Because once that first rush of excitement fades, something shifts inside his mind. And this is where most women are caught off guard. It's the moment he steps into stage 2. The stage where his feelings get tested, his fears appear, and his behavior changes in ways that confuse you. Stage 1 catches his attention, but stage 2 chooses his heart. And in a moment, I'm going to show you why so many women unknowingly fail stage 2 and what you should do instead to make him fall deeper, not pull away. This is the stage where everything changes, the stage most women never see coming. Stage 2 is the time when a man starts questioning his emotions, not because he doesn't like you, but because his feelings have triggered something deeper inside. And if you don't understand what's happening here, this is the stage where it all can fall apart. At first, in stage 1, he's excited, curious, and drawn to you. But when stage 2 begins, his mind shifts from wanting to testing. He begins to ask himself questions like, is she really what I'm looking for? Can I see myself with her for the long run? Do I feel safe enough to truly open up? These aren't clear decisions he makes on purpose. They're emotional triggers that rise naturally, and they can suddenly make him act distant, distracted, or unpredictable. This is exactly why so many women feel lost and start to panic. You notice his change in energy and instantly assume he's losing interest out of fear. You might text more, ask for constant reassurance, or confront him about his feelings. But here's the tough reality. The more you chase during this stage, the quicker he steps back. Just as much as they want closeness. And in this phase, he's unconsciously testing if the bond he feels with you is strong enough to overcome his doubts. The biggest mistake many women make here is reacting instead of understanding. When you push him for answers, try to solve the problem, or overgive in hopes of pulling him back, it only proves his worries and makes him feel the relationship might be moving too quickly or without balance. The real key to getting through stage 2 is to hold steady emotionally. Allow him the room to sort out his own feelings without jumping to worst-case scenarios. Stay confident. Keep living your life. Keep your boundaries and show through your actions, not desperate words, that you are secure in yourself. When you handle this stage well, something amazing happens. His doubts fade, his fears quiet down, and he begins to actually trust what he feels. That trust is what moves him forward into stage 3. The stage where he doesn't just want you, he chooses you. Most relationships collapse in stage 2 simply because neither side truly understands what's happening. But if you can walk through this part with patience and calm assurance, you'll build the type of bond that makes a man fall not just in love, but into real commitment. This is the turning point where everything shifts. Stage 3 is when his heart finally matches his emotions. The uncertainty, the hesitation, the testing, all of it fades away as he commits to you fully. But reaching this stage doesn't happen by luck. It's the result of trust, connection, and understanding that was built in the earlier stages. When a man enters stage 3, he stops asking if you're good enough for him. Instead, he starts imagining a life with you. His attraction isn't just physical anymore. He feels safe, connected, and deeply understood. This is when he lowers his guard and lets himself be vulnerable in ways he rarely shows to anyone. But here's the hidden truth. Commitment for a man isn't only about love, it's about certainty. He makes the decision to stay, invest, and build a life when he feels 3 strong things. That he's accepted as he is, that the relationship helps him grow into a better version of himself, and that being with you feels natural rather than forced. In stage 3, his behavior shows a big shift. He starts putting you first. He makes future plans with you in mind. He brings you into his inner circle, his friends, his family, his world. You're no longer part of just his present, but also his future. And unlike before, his words match his actions consistently. But this is also where many women unintentionally make mistakes. They believe that once commitment starts, the work is finished. The truth is, keeping emotional connection alive is an ongoing process. A man stays invested when he feels respected, desired, and appreciated. When you keep nurturing the bond instead of taking it for granted, you make it stronger than ever. It's also important to know that men crave something that often goes unnoticed: freedom within love. When he feels that he can be himself, chase his dreams, enjoy personal space, and still be loved without conditions, his attachment to you only grows. The more secure he feels, the more he naturally wants to give, to commit, and to stay. Stage 3 isn't about tricks, proving your value, or convincing him to choose you. It's about showing up as your true self and letting the bond grow naturally. If you've handled stage 1 with confidence and stage 2 with patience, stage 3 is the beautiful reward. It's the moment when love becomes trust, when desire becomes devotion, and attraction grows into real partnership. This is the stage where lasting relationships are built, where love stops being only a feeling and turns into a choice. And when a man chooses you here, it's not temporary. It's intentional, real, and powerful enough to last through time. But here's the thing. Reaching this point isn't about changing who you are to fit him. It's about understanding his emotional path and moving with it naturally. That's when you stop worrying about keeping him and start creating a bond where he chooses to stay without doubt. Stage 3 is where he stops running from love and starts running toward you. But before going further, we need to talk about something that breaks more relationships than almost anything else: the mistakes that quietly push men away. These aren't always loud or obvious. They're often small, subtle habits that build up over time, and most women don't even notice they're doing them. The first mistake is giving too much too soon. In the early stages, you're excited, you like him, and you want to show how much you care. But when you pour too much of your time, energy, and attention before he's emotionally invested, he doesn't feel closer. He feels pressured. Men need to feel they're choosing you, not being pulled into something they're not ready for. The second mistake is chasing reassurance. Maybe he seems a little distant, replies slower, or acts distracted. Naturally, you want answers. So you start texting more, calling more, or asking, "Do you still like me?" or "Is something wrong?" Even though your intention comes from caring, this adds pressure. Instead of drawing him closer, it makes him step back for space.
The third mistake is trying to manage his emotion. This can show up in small ways. Constantly checking in, expecting quick replies, or pushing for clarity before he's ready. Men often need time to work through their own feelings, especially in stage 2. When they feel boxed in, their instinct is to retreat. Another mistake is letting go of your own life. When you make him the center of everything, cancel your plans, drop your hobbies, or always wait for his attention, he notices. At first, he might like the closeness, but over time, it creates imbalance.
Strong attraction comes when two complete people come together, not when one gives up everything for the other. The fifth mistake is ignoring emotional pacing. Many women think that if the connection feels powerful at the start, it means both people are moving at the same emotional pace. But here's the truth. Men usually fall in love in a different way, and if you try to rush him into labels, commitments, or declarations before he feels ready, he starts to feel trapped, even if he honestly likes you. And one of the biggest mistakes is not understanding his silence. When a man pulls back for a short while, many women take it too personally and react from fear by arguing, questioning, or assuming the worst. But often his quiet moments have nothing to do with losing interest. It is usually his way of dealing with feelings, stress, or doubts. If you misunderstand that and answer with panic, you may accidentally push him even further away. The truth is, most men don't step back because they've lost feelings. They step back because something in the relationship made them feel pressured, not understood, or unsafe emotionally. The answer isn't to chase harder, it's to keep your balance. Stay confident, stay steady, keep focusing on your life. When a man notices that you respect his need for space while still valuing yourself, it naturally brings him back without pressure, without begging, and without fear. If you avoid these mistakes, you create a space where love grows easily, where he chooses to stay, not out of duty, but because he can't imagine being anywhere else. By now, you can see how men fall in love, what creates attraction, and the mistakes that push him away. But here's the deeper secret to making a bond last. It's keeping him emotionally invested. Because catching his attention is one thing, but keeping his heart is the real challenge. The first thing to know is this: men don't stay because of endless excitement or constant passion. They stay because of emotional safety. A man gives his heart when he feels free to be himself without fear of rejection, judgment, or too much pressure. That means building an environment where he can speak openly, share his thoughts, and be vulnerable without worrying how you'll react. The second key is emotional balance. In the early stage, it's normal for a man to put in a lot of effort planning dates, messaging first, and showing interest. But over time, what truly keeps him close is when he feels his effort is matched. That doesn't mean chasing after him or giving too much. It means showing true appreciation, meeting him halfway, and letting him feel that what he gives matters. Third, understand the power of keeping your individuality. One of the common mistakes people make in relationships is losing their sense of who they are. When you keep your passions, friendships, goals, and identity, you remain endlessly attractive. A man stays emotionally invested when he knows you already have your own happiness in life, because it reminds him that he picked you out of desire, not out of need. Another important piece is emotional awareness. Being able to notice his energy and respond without overreacting. Sometimes he'll be quiet, stressed, or distant, and it has nothing to do with you. If you can respect his space instead of taking it as rejection, it builds trust, and that trust is the foundation of a strong bond. Finally, focus on making emotional experiences together. Passion can cool down, but real connection lasts when you build memories, celebrate each other's wins, and support each other's growth. Whether it's a sudden road trip, cooking side by side, or deep late-night talks, these simple yet meaningful moments turn attraction into lasting love. Here's the truth. Keeping a man emotionally invested isn't about being flawless, playing tricks, or trying to be perfect. It's about creating a space where he feels valued, understood, and encouraged.
When a man feels that with you, he becomes his best self. He doesn't just stay, he chooses you daily. And that's the real difference between a relationship that fades quickly and one that stands the test of time. Love doesn't grow under pressure, fear, or constant demands. It grows with freedom, respect, and emotional connection. If you're still here, you already hold the key to his heart. Learn his process, avoid the mistakes, and build a connection where he doesn't just fall in love, he stays in love. That's how you inspire a lasting bond and keep him emotionally invested for the long run. Pause for a second, because what we've covered isn't only dating tips or relationship talk. It's about understanding the hidden path a man follows before he chooses to give his heart fully. Once you understand these 3 stages, everything shifts. You stop doubting yourself. You stop overthinking his every move, and you finally start to see love with clarity, calm, and control. Think about it. Before this, you might have been stuck in the same cycle many women face: confusion, frustration, and self-doubt. You meet a man, things feel incredible, and then suddenly he pulls back, leaving you wondering what went wrong. But now, you know it's not always about him losing attraction. It's about handling those emotional shifts he goes through, especially in stage 2. Here's the beautiful part. Once you know his psychology, you don't have to chase, prove, or fight for his attention anymore.